Positive value of Joule-Thomson coefficient of a liquid means Joule-Thomson coefficient यानी कि टेम्परेचर ड्रॉप ड्यूरिंग थ्रॉटलिंग म्यू इज इक्वल टू कर्ली टी बाई कर्ली पी mu is greater than 0 when temperature rise, mu is equal to 0 when temperature remain constant, or mu is greater than 0 when temperature drop. Positive value of जूल थॉमसन एफिशिएंट पॉजिटिव वैल्यू कब होगा जब टेम्परेचर ड्रॉप करेगा क्योंकि म्यू का वहाँ पे वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगा. जूल थॉमसन प्रोसेस इज थ्रॉटलिंग प्रोसेस. जूल थॉमसन जो प्रोसेस है वो थ्रॉटलिंग प्रोसेस है. म्यू इज इक्वल टू कर्ली टी बाई कर्ली पी constant enthalpy. At constant enthalpy is denoted by H. A gas having negative Joule-Thomson coefficient mu is less than 0 when the throttle will be mu का वैल्यू 0 कब होगा जब mu 0 से छोटा कब होगा जब टेम्परेचर राइज करेगा यानी कि इसका आंसर हो जाएगा बिकम वार्मर. Joule-Thomson coefficient mu is equal to कर्ली टी बाई कर्ली पी at constant enthalpy. जैसा कि आपको ऑलरेडी पता है म्यू इज़ ग्रेटर देन 0 व्हेन बिकम कूलर, म्यू इज लेस देन 0 व्हेन बिकम वार्मर और म्यू इज इक्वल टू 0 रिमेन कांस्टेंट एट द सेम टेम्परेचर. मोस्ट ऑफ द गैसेज exhibit drop in temperature upon expansion. However, this may not be true in case of hydrogen. In thermodynamics, the Joule-Thomson, also known as the Joule-Kelvin effect or Kelvin-Joule effect, describes the temperature change of real gas or liquid when it is forced through the valve of porous plug while keeping it insulted so that no heat is exchanged with the environment. This process is called throttling process or Joule-Thomson process. At room temperature, all gases except hydrogen, helium, and neon cool upon expansion of the Joule-Thomson process. When begin throttle, the orifice their three gases experiences the same effect but only at lower temperature. If the dryness fraction of a sample by throttling calorimeter is 0.8 and that by separating the calorimeter is also 0.8, then the actual dryness fraction of the sample will be taken is 0.64. X1 is equal to dryness fraction of the steam considering separating calorimeter. X2 is dryness fraction of the steam entering the throttling calorimeter. Dryness fraction is x1 into x2. That means actual dryness steam in the sample is x1 into x2. 0.8 into 0.8 is equal to 0.64. When mole fraction of a component of gas mixture is equal to F. The mole fraction of of any component of a mixture, or if the ratio of the number of moles of that substance and the total number of moles of all the presents in the mixture of a gas, the partial pressure of each gas is product of the total pressure and the mole fraction of that gas. When the fuel is burned and water is released in the liquid phase, the heating value of fuel is called higher heating value. A fluid behaves as an ideal gas provided it is at high temperature and low pressure. A real gases obey the perfect law of gas law at high temperature and low pressure. Intermolecular attraction between the molecules and are negligible. Volume occupied by the molecules are compared to the total volume is negligible. Empirical temperature, isothermal polarization, dipole moment, heat transfer path function, Joule's experiment, mechanical equipment of heat, diathermic is permeable of heat transfer. The point that connects the saturated liquid line to the saturated vapor line is called critical point. The property of the liquid and vapor are identically at critical point. The enthalpy of vaporization at critical point is 0. The enthalpy of vaporization at critical point is 0. The line AB denotes the enthalpy of the vaporization at the critical point Cp. The length becomes 0 so that the enthalpy of vaporization is 0. HF with G is equal to Hg minus Hf. According to Dalton's law, the total pressure of the mixture of gas is equal to sum of the partial pressure of all gas. According to Dalton's law, the total pressure of the mixture gas is equal to the sum of the partial pressure of all gas. Calculate the dryness fraction of the steam which has 1.5 kg of water in suspension with 50 kg of steam. 0.976. Dryness fraction is equal to mv by mw plus mv. Which one of the following property remains unchanged for a real gas during the Joule-Thomson process? Enthalpy, because curly T by curly P is equal to constant enthalpy. Curly T by curly P is equal to mu at constant enthalpy. The enthalpy of the remain constant or unchanged for a real gas during the Joule-Thomson process. Which of the following gases will have the maximum value of gas constant R? नाइट्रोजन. और आपको पता है आ गैस कांस्टेंट इज इक्वल टू आर बार बाई एम, यानी कि आर इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल, यानी कि गैस कांस्टेंट इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द मास. If mass molecular weight will be increases, then the gas constant will decreases. So the nitrogen gas will have the maximum value of the gases because the molecular weight is 28. The specific heat of gas remain constant at all pressure and temperature. This statement is called Reynolds law. According to the Reynolds law, the specific heat of the gas remain constant at all pressure and temperature. The specific heat of an ideal gas depends on its temperature alone. Specific heat. The specific heat is the amount of the heat per unit mass required to the rise of the temperature by 1 degree Celsius. Delta Q is equal to mc delta T, where C is equal to delta Q by m delta T. M is equal to mass, C is equal to a specific heat, where unit is joule per kg degree. Delta Q is equal to change in enthalpy joule and delta T is equal to temperature. The specific heat of an ideal gas depends upon alone in temperature. C is equal to delta Q by m delta T. The substance which is homogeneous and invariable in chemical composition throughout its mass is called as pure substance. The substance which is homogeneous and invariable in chemical composition throughout its mass is called as pure substance. No liquid can exist as a liquid at zero process. No liquid can exist as a liquid at zero process. Generally, absolute zero pressure is the point where there exists a maximum temperature that is zero, that can be possible only when the molecular moment of system becomes zero. There should not be any motion of particles, so there is no collision of particles. Kinetic energy nullifies, the temperature becomes zero. Sublimation is the process where change of the solid to gas. Sublimation, when the solid turns into a gas without first becoming the liquids, that's called sublimation. The value of dryness fraction at critical point of water stream phase transformation be all of these, यानी कि 0, 1 या फिर 0 और 1. The value of dryness fraction at the critical point of water stream phase transformation is undefined. Latent heat of vaporization of water at critical point is 0. The latent heat of the vaporization of water decrease with increase the pressure and becomes 0 at the critical point. The value of characteristic constant of oxygen would be 0.262 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. The value of characteristic constant of oxygen is 0.262 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. It is desired to store 28 kg of nitrogen at 14 megapascal pressure and 27 degrees Celsius in a cylinder, assuming that the nitrogen behaves like an ideal gas. Determine the size of the cylinder. 0.1782 meter cube. PV is equal to MRT और R is equal to R bar by M. तो यहाँ से R हो गया जो यूनिवर्सल गैस कांस्टेंट है, R बार उसका वैल्यू है 8.314 और मास है तुम्हारा, मास दिया हुआ है नाइट्रोजन का 28, चूँकि नाइट्रोजन के बारे में बात करें तो 28, तो यहाँ पर गैस कांस्टेंट आ जाएगा 0.2969 किलो जूल केल्विन पर केजी और यहाँ पे वॉल्यूम इज इक्वल टू हो जाएगा मास इंटू मास ऑफ नाइट्रोजन इंटू गैस कांस्टेंट इंटू टेम्परेचर बाय प्रेशर इंटू 1000। तो यहाँ से आ जाएगा 0.178157 meter cube. The principle of working of the constant volume thermometer is based on Gay-Lussick law. Constant volume gas temperature. This thermometer works on the principle of law of Gay-Lussick. The law states that when the temperature of an ideal gas increases, there is a corresponding increase in pressure. Also, when the temperature decreases, the pressure too decreases correspondingly. Thank you.